My name is Zoltan Cassis. That is what the host said. That is the truth. I'm 28 years old. This is my age. This is what 28 looks like. If you're me. I realize I look older. I look older than my age. I shouldn't know that, but people are dicks. So I've been informed. They just say it to my face, which is a little rough, I think. I feel like that doesn't happen for women. Like, if that happened to a woman, you'd be stabbed in the throat immediately. But because I'm a guy, you can just walk right up to my dumb face and go, 28? Good Lord. Really? Wow. You look like you sold a heroin in the 90s. Looking rough. Which is awful, because I wasn't selling heroin in the 90s. I was a child. Just a chubby kid wearing sweatpants. Pretty much harmless. That's what I grew up in. I grew up in sweatpants because I grew up poor, and my mom was smart. She realized kids are kind of dumb. They don't know anything about style. I can just dress this kid in sweatpants every day for a year. It'll cost me like $12.99. This is awesome. So every day I wore sweatpants. Every day to school, just a different color. Just one day I'd be blue, just blue sweatpants, with a matching blue sweatshirt because she didn't want me to look like an idiot. So every day I just went into school looking like a chubby crayon, just like, hey, I'm here to learn. Which way to the cool kids table? I'll find it, I'm sure. I'll be fine. I haven't worn sweatpants since then because of the trauma. But I kind of miss it. I miss sweatpants. Aren't they good? For like a lazy day, you know, or whatever, you know? Sick, maybe your sick day or like a diarrhea day. You throw on some sweatpants. You're not going to ruin a nice pair of golf khakis on that stupid day. I'll tell you this, you see a grown man in public wearing sweatpants. Get the hell out of his way. He does not have time for you right now. That man is on the hop. I was at the mall recently and someone gave me a gift card to H&M, which, by the way, what a terrible gift to give to somebody. I don't know if you've ever shopped at H&M. The clothes are nice, but they're not built to last. Like, I have to, like, avoid little nails hanging out, because if I snag, like, the shirt will just disintegrate. I feel like Cinderella around midnight, like, threads just start coming off. My Uber turns into a pumpkin. It's pretty shitty. I'm not a fan of that. But I was there, and I was like, maybe it's time for me to get back into the sweatpant game. But they don't make the sweatpants I grew up with. They make these cool new sweatpants. They're very tight around the legs and the ankle. They're very tight. But then they're baggy in the crotch and the butt part. They don't even look like sweatpants, really. They look like you put on a sweatshirt as pants. Like someone just put their legs through the sleeves. Like, there's no time. I got a meeting with the mayor. I gotta hightail it. Whoever designed that just saw a homeless man on his worst day. It was like, I think I could sell that at the mall. You shouldn't, though. Someone might wear it. I'm getting fatter every day. That's been happening. That sucks, doesn't it? Never happens overnight. Just every day you're like, again? Some more? Once again. Sucks. I was at Urban Outfitters with my wife, and I was looking at their stack of jeans. And I looked at the biggest pair of pants they sell, and I turned to my wife and I go, I guess I ate my way out of an Urban Outfitters. I can no longer be outfitted by the Urbans. I have to leave the city center. I gotta move into the hills, go buy my clothes at like a Bass Pro Shop or something. Excuse me, do you have some overalls you could pour me into? That'd be amazing. Perhaps camouflage? Thank you. Just awful. When I was at H&M though, I couldn't find my pant size either, but what made it worse is I found a size that shouldn't exist. I found a size 32-40. Who the fuck is that for? Who's that freak that's that much taller than they are? Who is that? Just stomping in all legs. Excuse me, do you have a 32-40? Yeah, right this way, you freak. We got him against this wall. Picking the litter. Why are we making that guy pants? That dude's a freak. He belongs in the circus. Wearing a bedazzled jumpsuit, tap dancing around Bengal tigers, not at the mall like a normal. Every time I tell that joke, I have a fear some giant's gonna stand up in the back. Hey! And then stomp up. And I gotta skedaddle with my little legs. That's not fun. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of them all. It's too many people in one area. And I have like a form of ADD where I can't not listen to other people's conversations. Right? And certain words piss me off. They just irk me. Like the word literally. I hate that word. I hate it. Every other person uses it all the time for no reason. Just literally. I literally had to go into the store. I literally had to go into the... How the fuck did you do it before? Did you do it figuratively? Is that how you did it? Did you do it telepathically? How poetic are you that your friends don't believe you unless you say literally? She didn't say literally. Last week, she tricked us with a haiku. Not falling for that again. I don't like it. You just walked in there with your stupid Ugg boots. That's how you did it. I know. You guys love your Ugg boots. I know. My wife loves her Ugg boots. I'm sure they're comfortable, but they make you look like stupid poodles. That's what you look like. Doesn't it? Like skinny yoga pant legs going into furry, puffy, fat feet. You literally look like stupid poodles. I feel like I'm here to spread awareness. That's what I'm here for. I got married. That happened to me in October. Thank you very much. Thank you. This section, and not so much over there. I appreciate that. That's fine. These people are happy for me. Those people are like, there is someone for everybody. Look at that guy. He figured it out. My wife and I met in person, which is weird. That's not how you do it anymore. That's pretty old-fashioned for today's standards. You don't meet in person, you check them out online. You're like, maybe. We'll do coffee. Or you meet on Tinder or something. That's awful. If you don't know what Tinder is, it's an app on your phone that shows you pictures of people's faces in the area that your phone thinks you should have sex with. And if you don't like the person, you just swipe over their face with your dirty thumb. That's someone's face. Isn't that cruel? That's someone's face. They're popping up on your phone looking for love, just like you. Just like, is it me? Is it me you're looking for? And then someone on the other end just like, gross! Yuck, disgusting! Ugh! Isn't that cruel as hell? That's someone's... It took time to take that photo. They didn't quickly just take some under the chin shot while they were driving to work. They were doing angles. I've seen people on it, they barely even look at the photo. They just swipe like they're ordering a sandwich or something. No onions, I don't want that. Like, slow down, you didn't even read the bio. What if he juggled? What if he had a talent or something? And you missed it. I just don't like it because that's not real life. That's not real, imagine if it was. Tinder was real life. Really, you just walk into a nightclub or a bar, just walk through like, gross, yuck, disgusting, ugh, stay down, will you? It's just me. That's not how you find love. It's how you find like an itch or something. You gotta go to the doctor. Maybe. I got married. It was a beautiful thing. It was a ceremony. It was up in Julian, a little mountain town known for apple picking and pies, and that's it. And that's where we got married. It was a beautiful ceremony. I cried during the ceremony. I didn't expect that to happen. I really didn't. Like, the night before we were doing rehearsals, and my wife was like, hey, tomorrow, don't be a jackass up there, all right? This is serious, all right? I don't want you hamming it up like you're at one of your comedy shows at the mall or something. This is serious, all right? There's 20 grand on the line, so don't be a moron up there. And I'm like, all right, Jesus, wow. So, the next day, I was like very serious. I was just standing there, I'm like, all right, here we go. Time to get married. And I got caught up in the moment. Like, everyone that was important in our lives was sitting there, all dressed up, facing me. And then my wife comes walking down the aisle. She's gorgeous. Her father's walking her down the aisle. He looks the way he does. Off to the side, there's a dude playing acoustic guitar as she's coming down. And he's not playing like Metallica riffs or something hard. He's playing like butterfly kissy type of music. And it got it all wrapped up. And at that moment, I realized for 28 years I've been using comedy to hide my emotions. What a shitty time to find that out. And I just started like bawling. Not like a little, like bawling. Like, not like Obama with his one teeth. Like real. Like everything I never cried about was coming out. There's like, oh, that parakeet that died in high school, like everything. Ugly cry. Thankfully, one of my groomsmen called me a pussy during the ceremony. Like, he's my pussy, and it like shocked me out of it. I was like, oh, that's thank you. That is why you guys are here. All dressed the same for this exact moment. I have to be a man right now and marry my wife and stop crying like my cat just died. So bizarre. Because the wedding was way out in the sticks, like it was in the lodge, we had to bring a bunch of decorations to, decorate the place. So it was like 7 carloads of decorations we took up there. And I got to unload it all, which was fun. And the best piece of decoration was in my mother-in-law's Prius. There was a 5-gallon bucket of rocks. Big-ass 5-gallon bucket filled to the brim with nothing but rocks. And I went, what's that for? And she goes, those are table decorations. They need to go that way, just 50 yards that way. I don't know why she knew the measurement. That was weird. Once she knew that it had to go 50 yards that way. So I grabbed this bucket of rocks and I dragged it in. And I finally got it in and I'm like, whatever, we're done. Half hour later, she goes, hey, there's been a change of plans. We don't need the rocks. Can you take them back out to the Prius? And I'm like, but we're in the wilderness. Can't I just like knock them over and they can be where they came from? They can be back home? She's like, no, those are special rocks. You have to take them back outside. So I drank this 5-gallon bucket of rocks back outside. And I didn't know this, but while I was doing this, the old man that owned the lodge had been watching me. And while I was dragging it back, he walked up and he goes, this is actually a really good metaphor for marriage. And I go, how? And he goes, dragging a 5-gallon bucket of rocks for no fucking reason. And you really didn't complain that much, so I think you're gonna be fine. I was like, thank you, old man. That's great. That was like a piece of approval from an old man. I got married at the right time. I think there's the right time to get married. You have to find the right person, very important. But there's the right time. I feel like I got married at the right time. I found out during my bachelor party. My friends took me out for a lovely bachelor party. And we're all around the same age, 28, 29. We're knocking on the door 30. And during my bachelor party, one of my friends shit their pants. And that like stamped it, that I'm leaving this game at the right time. Like this party is over. I'm not hanging around too long. I'm not like Kobe with the Lakers, like really dragging it through. I'm leaving at the right time. One of my friends, he crapped his pants. He didn't like crap his pants at like 4 in the morning after a long night of partying. This was like 9 o'clock at night. We had been hanging out for an hour, maybe. He had like a beer and his body's like, I just can't. Just get it out. He threw his we're all in the same hotel room. Just go with me. You've liked me this much. Just go with me on this story. We're all in the same hotel room, and he threw his underwear in the trash can next to the toilet and just left. We didn't even find out what happened until the next day. And the worst part is, out of my 8 friends who were in that hotel room, I couldn't pinpoint who would be capable of this. Because really, it could have been any of them. And I even had to check to make sure I still had my underwear on. I'm like, that wasn't me, was it? Thank God. All right. Beautiful. This is nice. I like performing in front of people again. It's nice. You guys are nice people. For the last few months, I've been performing at colleges. I did like 40 colleges. So it's just nice to be in front of humans again. This is great. They're great. They're young and bright and smart. They're great, but they're just not people yet. I don't think you're a person until the first of the month scares you a little bit. Does that make any bit of sense? Yeah. Like me, I get a pain in my taint around the 25th. Every month. I go, oh, is it the 25th again? Son of a bitch! How many do we have? Do we have 30 or 31? How many days do I have to scrape this together? I don't think you should be allowed to vote unless the first of the month at least makes you shudder. If it doesn't make you at least like, damn it, like then it doesn't matter who's in charge of this country, you're gonna be fine. It's awful. They were nice, the students were nice. I didn't go to college, obviously. I passed on that. I didn't think I had what it took to do that next level of education. I really didn't. I didn't think I had what it took to be there. And then I met some of these college students. I'm like, oh, I could have totally gone. I think it would have been fine. I might have even graduated. This would have been great. Not all of them. 95% of them are bright, and the world's going to be great in their hands. They're sweet, and they're bright. They're going to be fine. And then there's 5% of them where I wanted to like pull them off to the side after the show and just go, hey, they're stealing your money. You're not supposed to be here. There's nothing for you at the end of this. I don't know how to tell you, but there's nothing for you. There's just... One time I was doing a show, I was doing crowd work at the show, and this kid, I was like, hey, what's your major? And he goes, you mean my dreams? And I go, sure, okay, yeah, if that's what you want to call them, what's your dream? And he goes, my original dream? just yell out the thing you're going to yell out. And he goes, well, I originally wanted to be a commercial airline pilot, but I'm too short and I hate math. Did you just blurt out words that you know? That doesn't sound like a response. It just sounds like your brain was like, just yell out words you know. They'll figure it out. You're too short to fly a commercial airline. I don't know shit about planes, but really there's a height requirement. It's $1 billion flying machine. There's no lever underneath the seat to scoot your ass forward. It's $1 billion flying machine. The mirrors don't adjust at all. It's 5'10" or nothing like this. It's bizarre. Just I don't know. 4 months of that, really. 4 months being on the road really wore me down. I thought it would be good for me, like cathartic, like I learned something about myself. You know, sometimes people go into the woods for a weekend and just do yoga, and then they come out, they're like, wow, I feel better. I thought that's what was going to happen. Not at all. That didn't happen at all. I learned bad things about myself. That's all I learned. Like I found out I'm subconsciously sexist. I had no idea. I thought I was a good person for the last 28 years. Wrong. I've been subconsciously sexist the whole time. This is how I found out. I was in the South. I was driving in the South, and I saw a car accident. Like after the fact, this car had flown off the highway and got stuck in some trees. Like 10 feet off the ground, stuck in some trees. Not an accident you're going to forget, right? So 2 hours later, I call my wife and I go, I saw this crazy accident a while back. This lady got her car stuck in some trees. I don't even know how she did it. She got it up there. It's amazing. And she goes, oh my God, was she okay? And I'm like, I had no idea. I never saw her. And she goes, you never saw her? I'm like, no. And she goes, how'd you know it was a woman? And I was like, oh. That's when I found out. My brain saw that scenario and went, no way anything with male genitalia could have possibly done that. Unless they're handing out trophies for it afterwards, or like a cool sticker. Just bizarre. I just learned bad things about myself. I learned this too. I learned revenge is the way. That's another thing I learned. Stop letting things go. Revenge. If someone used to be mean to me, I would let it go. I'm gonna be a bigger person, not do anything. And then I'd just be mad the rest of the day. And then in Denver, I found out no more. I was getting off a plane at the Denver airport. You know, when you get off the plane, you're supposed to go row by row because we're civilized people. We're not a bunch of dumb animals. Just getting off the plane, you're supposed to go row by row. And it was my turn. I was coming out of the window seat. So I was coming out face first, right? Face first. And this dude from here zoomed my face. Like if I had a big nose, he would have broken my nose. That's how close he got. His dress shirt tickled my forehead. And normally I would have let that go, but I'm like, not today. It's Zoltan's time to shine. So I jumped out of the aisle and I chased him down and I kicked him in the back of the feet twice. Like I was trying to give him a flat tire, you know when you step on the back of someone's shoe? But I missed. I didn't time it out right, so I just kicked him in the back of the feet twice. And he knew what was up because he started going faster. He's like, oh, I've been getting away with this for a decade. It's all coming crumbling down at the Denver airport. I'm not ready. But I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't satisfied with the kick in the feet. I wanted the whole kit and caboodle. I wanted it all. He had a rolly bag with him, right? So he puts his little rolly bag down as he's about to exit the plane. You know, when you exit, you got to turn up the little jetway. Well, I cut him off on the inside track. I cut him off on the inside. I came parallel to his little rolly bag, and I just went. and I flipped over his rolly bag. He had to stop and take a knee to flip it back over. And he looked up, we locked eyes. I didn't even take my earbuds out, you guys, I just went. And locked eyes. I felt amazing for a week and a half. Instead of just letting it go and being mad all day, I kicked this man's luggage and I was high on life for 10 days. Revenge is the way. Learning bad things out there. Just learning awful things. It is nice. I agree. It is absolutely nice. Still terrified to fly. That I haven't gotten over. Every time there's turbulence, I'm that guy like doing the double headlocks underneath the armrest. Just terrified. It's scary. I'll never get over it. One time I was on a flight and it was really bumpy, and this dude in the middle seat, he wouldn't acknowledge it at all. He was just very stoic. And he was reading a book. So the flight's bumpy and he wouldn't let it go. He's just... I'm like, I'm like this. Will you please acknowledge that this is terrifying? And then there was a big drop, like a real big, you know, every once in a while there's like a big drop and his book just went... He brought it back up and was like, I'm like, will you please acknowledge that your asshole just dropped 1,000 feet? He was just giving a wink and a nod. Like, no, you have every right to be terrified. I'm really into this Tom Clancy novel. Just terrified. I don't know. I don't like it when the flight attendants, they still serve drinks because they're pros. So if it's just kind of choppy, they're still serving drinks, scolding hot coffee over like 3 very meltable faces. There you go. Did you order the coffee? Yeah, I thought it was canceled when the earthquake started. I thought you would hold that order to when things leveled out, but here it comes. Awful. I would feel better about turbulence if they had like a meet and greet with the pilots beforehand, just so I know they're happy people. Right? Just so like they can show me pictures of their kids, like, hey, I really want to see these people again. Trust me, I want this plane to land in Denver. I want this to happen. Because if I don't, you never see them. Every once in a while you'll see them when you get off a flight, they'll just be standing there like... I'm like, man, I wish I saw your happy face before we took off. My imagination wouldn't have gotten away from me up there. Because when it's choppy and I don't know them, I start thinking my own thing. I'm like, oh man, what if they're depressed? Just 2 depressed dudes going through divorces? Who knows? And this flight is it. I don't even know it. This flight is it. They're just going to get 30,000 feet in the air and clasp hands like a Thelma and Louise moment. And this is they're just going to gun it down. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in 32F with no options. You realize you have no options in that situation? Your only option is whether or not you want that little window shade up or down. Do I want to be surprised? No, here we go. I don't want to see it happen. Just scary. All scariness. I think my wife and I are going to be alright. Made it a few months. We've been together for 5 years, so that's good. We have a lot in common. We have like the same sense of humor and stuff. We both enjoy cats. That helps. We have the same birthday, my wife and I. That's pretty cool. Same birthday, yeah. May 23rd. We have the same birthday. In case you're wondering how that works, it just means I don't get a birthday. That's how that breaks down. I haven't had a birthday in 5 years, actually. Technically still 23, if you look at it that way. Last year for our birthday, we went camping. That's what we did, which is perfect because I hate camping. But it's not my day, so I just grit my teeth and bear it. Like, today is not about me, so it's fine. I think you have to grow up around camping to really like it. I didn't grow up around it. She likes it because her father took her camping when she was a kid. That's why she likes it. She grew up around it. I grew up with a single mom. You don't go camping with a single mom. That's weird. If one day after school she's like, hey, we're going to go sleep outside under this tarp, I'd be like, did you lose your fucking job? What is going on? This is not okay. I will call services on you. You not be sleeping outside. My wife grew up around it, so she would just tell me, she's like, no, you're going to like it. You're going to like it. That's what she would tell me. You're going to like it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what I hate. No, you're going to like it. It's going to be great. We're going to be out in the middle of nowhere, away from everything for a week. Isn't that awesome? Can't wash your hands properly? Isn't that great? They're always going to be that weird sticky kind of dirty. There's going to be stickiness to it. Yeah, and you wear contact lenses. Isn't that awesome? You get to take your contacts out with your dirty, dumb, sticky, fat fingers. Isn't that great? Don't worry, you don't have to poop in the woods. Don't worry, you don't have to poop in the woods. This campsite has a bathroom, there's a structure. You can go poopsie in there. But don't worry, all the bugs from the outside will be inside the bathroom with you. Isn't that relaxing? Just sitting on the toilet on your tippy toes while there's like a parade of tarantulas going under your heels. Oh, happy birthday to me! This is wonderful. I don't like camping because there's nothing to do. You just get drunk around the campfire. Not even because you're having a good time, you're just bored, really. That's all it is. The sun went down at 5, and you're like, I'm not going to sleep at 5. Yeah, let's start drinking. Then you get drunk around the campfire, you have to tinkle. And then where do you go? You don't go to the bathroom, that's too far away. You just walk away from the only place illuminated. And you walk into the wilderness. Can't see anything. And then when you can't see anything, you pull your dick out. In the wilderness. How terrifying is that? There's animal noises, you can't see shit. It's like a barn owl, you're like, what was that, a velociraptor? What is that? By the way, I'm not playing with it, I'm terrified. That's what's happening here. And I'm also drunk, so my imagination is having its way with me. I keep thinking some animal's gonna come up and just go, yoink, and run off into the woods. And I gotta go back to the campfire going, something took my dick! It was Wolverine or something. We gotta get a search party together, look for my